If someone's thinking about investing in their children's education, should they open an RESP? What are the pros and cons?
Yeah, so it's kind of still the traditional route people go down to try to save for their kids' education. The government does put in 20% on top of what you put in. So for every dollar you put in, up to a certain maximum, they'll throw on 20 cents. So it's kind of a nice win from the government for that person and for that child. It still is primarily where people go to save for their kids because of the rising cost of post-secondary education. People are still going towards that. Most people get that grant, so that's not an issue. And people just kind of put away money every week or every month or every year. Sometimes grandparents contribute. It is still kind of the go-to vehicle. Pros and cons, obviously the 20% from the government is a big win for a lot of people. We don't see that. We usually are giving them money in tax returns versus getting money from them. The other pro is that you've got money set aside to support your kids. So whether it's a personal decision of, we're going to help little Timmy out with, tuition, or we want to help it with room and board, or help them buy a car when they go to school, stuff like that. You have options. So when the money comes due and the child's in school, post-secondary, we've got proof of enrollment. It's money back to mom and dad. It doesn't have to be, sent to the school for tuition. It doesn't have to go into their bank account. It can be used for essentially whatever, as long as they're enrolled in school at that time. The cons, this question gets asked of us a lot of, what happens if? And the question is, what happens if they don't go to school? So most families, if they have more than one kid, we do a family account. So all the kids are in one account, which is great. And the parents get to decide who gets how much and when. So there gives control back to mom and dad. The other side of it is if they don't go to school. So if you have a child that doesn't go to school and they're only on the account, the government will eventually take back what they put in as a grant, so money that really wasn't yours to start with. You do get to keep the money you put in and the interest as an RRSP. So you really don't lose anything. You get to keep the kind of what you put in and what you've invested and how it's invested. The government just takes back their part.
Right. That sounds like a good program.
Yeah, and it's still kind of the go-to vehicle for probably 90% of people. The other side would be a tax-free savings account where you can save for your kid that way. The only downside is you don't get the grant from the government.
And the government matches a maximum of $500 a year per child, is that right?
So you can do $2,500 contribution per child per year to get that $500 from the government.
Right, and the rest would just sit in savings, I guess, if you contributed more.
Yeah.
Nice.